who who are who have the power to correct what is wrong at Living Faith Church, especially 93 Omos. I've been a member of Living Faith Church since over 2015 till now. And honestly, there's nothing wrong from the headquarters till down to the anywhere. But my branch, Living Faith Church 93 Omos, is a total different kind of living faith. In fact, I'm so ashamed to say this. I don't know the recruitment requirement for recruiting pastors in our churches. But those who are recruiting pastors should look more on men who are filled with the Holy Ghost, men who fear the Lord. Honestly, for over some years now, it is wrong for us to, start calling out pastors. I've been treating this thing as a family matter, but it seems that nobody is listening, or nobody wants to listen to what we are crying about. Now, what happened? Now, 2 years ago, our pastor has a problem with his wife, and the wife started with telling everybody in the church of the infertility of the husband, how the husband had been sleeping around. We don't know if that's true or not. And suddenly this became a gossip in the church. Some members left the church and so on. But finally the pastor started beating up the wife, according to the wife, and she left the house. Like she left with her, ran away with her children. The pastor called a meeting, and in that meeting I was invited as one of the church leaders. He told us what happened, that the wife, accusing the wife of infertility, that he's dating and he's sleeping around, he's not honest and so on. So she said he made those accusations, which is not, there's no proof. So we are now the one we heard through rumor spread by the wife, and the one he told us directly. So there's no way we could confirm what's going on. Mind you, our church is a very small church. We have up to more than 60% or 50% at that moment. But us, because of the problems, and it's a new church that just started on 2020 November. So we are just few of us that started the church, and the church was growing in its capacity until these problems came. Now, looking forward to now, we have tried as much as we can to carry the church forward. But then I begin to have a problem with our pastor. I begin to question some things, because when we started, I started with all my heart. I was looking up to him as a father, as someone that would help me to grow spiritually, and I was assisting him in several capacities. Now, my disappointment came after 3 months. The wife left. He brought in a woman who I thought was a member or a new convert, but I never knew that that was his another legally married wife. So he wedded another woman secretly without letting the church know. Now, it was through here I heard again that is his wife, until he started, trickishly, making it known to the members that he got married to another wife. And I'm not ready, I wasn't ready to go into theology discourse whether he has the power to marry another wife or not. But to the members, and looking at the members, even those who were sitting down, who are close to me at the church, they all have worries about whether it is right for this pastor to get to marry another woman, whether getting married or marriage is his priority more than the kingdom of God. Because your wife left the church, left you 3 months ago, and you're already with another, settling with another woman. The next thing he did was to move her from his chair in the house where he lived, that was paid by the church, and moving into his own property. So that same year, we started experiencing both spiritual decline or seriousness from the members, because of when these things happen, it goes with a lot of this is scandal. These scandals can it takes a lot of time and the grace of God for it to go away. So, and the woman keep on coming to the church to worship and everything. The pastor spend hours criticizing members who talk about him and those sort of things. Now, finally, the church is not growing. Suddenly, he stopped coming to uh, prayer hours, covenant hour. Suddenly, the pastor say that the covenant hour is no longer compulsory. The covenant hour is no longer compulsory. Like, it's not for everybody. If you want to come, come. He made it known. And the same pastor went ahead to say, stop, you know, what's it called? Wednesday service. He don't come on Wednesday service. Only come to service once on Sunday. And that Sunday, he will use it to talk and talk and talk. So at a point, you look at people, they are tired. They are, and most people that are still remaining in that church till now are mostly people who were formerly living faith members, maybe in their previous churches before they move in to our area. So in other words, they are still there because they know that this is not what Living Faith Church looks like. So that's why they are coming. So other ones that are gone are people, new convert, all of them stop coming. Some go back to their worldly ways. Some even go to another church. And finally, uh, the time to pay rent being last year, our rent expired since September last year, and the landlord have been worrying and so on. So we wrote surprise. He's the pastor, he's the secretary. He has executive, but he's the one doing all the things because he doesn't want his secret to be known. Because now I could remember what happened. One Mr. Ade Kunle was a pastor, a what's it called? Like one of those people that the winner sent to for investigation purpose. So when he came sometime last 2 years when the pastor was still having problem with the wife. So we did not have a Wednesday service and he came on Thursday. Then I called the pastor on phone and the pastor came to the church premises and he invited me because he never knew that I am now against his pattern, what he's doing. Now when they called me, invite me as a CMC chairman, they asked me questions like, did you have service yesterday? And the pastor said yes. And I said no. Because I know we didn't have service yesterday. I came to the church, it was raining, so nobody had service. And how can you want me to lie with you? So the pastor took it out on me later and was like, I'm against him, all this stuff. Like, how can I lie to protect a pastor? What am I doing there? It's better I'm in the world. But that's by the way. But my anger this evening that made me to take up this camera to speak it out there because is to say something out there is because you know the rascality in the church is too much. Now the zonal office have been noticing irregularities in attendance, in financial, maybe in the report, the money they have been sending, and they now decide not to pay our rent over for like 4 months. And the number have dropped drastically, so we cannot even afford to pay the church rent, which the church have been paying for over the years. And I want to also use this opportunity to thank our daddy, Bishop Oyedepo, who have been, taking care of pastors, paying their salaries, paying even some of the churches, like our own church is a rural church, paying for the church venue, paying for the pastor's house rent. They have done too much. But now, my problem with the church leaders, especially the zonal office, is because they are not doing well. They are not. Their method of checking and supervising is not going well. Like our pastor is running the church like a sole proprietorship, even when it's under people. He doesn't have anybody to question you, to ask you question. He say anything, do anything he want to do. Just like the church, the zonal office told him that they cannot pay anymore the church rent without finding out whether the people that are there can pay the rent or not. They just decide not to pay again. Okay, now that you have decided not to pay, what are you suggesting? Like we should shut down the church. And even if you want to shut down the church, this is not how you shut down the church. You have to tell somebody, maybe they come and worship, or understand, ask question, what is going on in the church? Why are you people not experiencing spiritual growth? There's no questions like that, or whether they are very big or just carelessly because they are not the one bringing out the money. So they don't care about the souls that are still remaining in the church. Now the last straw that brought the camel back was after the pastor told us, because we didn't receive any letter about them not paying anything. The pastor told us that he called them to pay rent. They told him they cannot pay rent. I don't know whether it's because they have heard about his second marriage or so. I don't know why they decide not to pay rent. First of all, he told us that first of all he told us 6 months ago that that he got a transfer letter, and he keep on coming to the church that he's waiting for the next person that will take over. We were all excited that if a new pastor comes to the church, there will be a change. But we waited and waited, and there was no new pastor that came to take over at the church. So at this point, we don't even know what is true. We don't even know what is, and nobody is coming forward to put us through. Now, I heard yesterday, okay, last Sunday, after service, we had a meeting, and the pastor agreed. I said, he now advising us and saying that since the church are not paying the rent anymore, and the rent is 180,000 for the church rent, that since we cannot afford it, he's going to pay the landlord the arrears of the ones that we overstayed, and then he's going to take the church properties. He's going to find another venue, and when he find another venue, we can continue from there. Being the fact that I already know that he's not a very straightforward person, I look at it as somebody that is lying. So now, when I look at it, I say, I made up my mind. I say, something is actually wrong with this. And I called some of our members, and I told them that we, we have to make contact with the zonal office. Now, this is not right. We shouldn't be the one to do this. But we decided to make this investigation, to go to the zonal office and ask them, why are they treating this branch like this? Like, you have a church, you have spent almost millions in that church trying to get it to grow, and suddenly the church is not doing well. It's left for you to go to that place, find out why it's not doing well. Even if you want to close it down, you should know that there are people coming there, there are people who are worshiping there. Then the pastor is the one that collect the tithes and offering. He's the one that send it to your report. He's the one that do everything, because he don't want us to, there was no form of accountability. So he's the one running the whole church, running everything and so on. All right. So now, yesterday or Sunday after service, after everybody left, the pastor went and took the plasma TV that we used to do Shiloh broadcast live. He took the plasma home. Then yesterday again, I was told he went and took the fans. Maybe he's now gradually moving the properties to his private home. This is not how things are done in the things of God. This is total. I think this is wrong. So the people, I don't know who is watching the video, but if you happens to know somebody who is in leadership position in Living Faith Abba, Living Faith Abba, Akuku branch, please talk to the person. I was told that our zonal office is Akole Aba, and I don't know what those people are doing in Akole Aba, because they have not even tried to identify with any of the church leaders. So please, because what I'm saying you right now might even bring a bad name to Living Faith Church, because there has been a lot of gossip in the church which I'm trying to control, but I don't know how to go about this.